Dirty trucking. It's 151. About to get out of here. And like I suspected, Hertz rental car did not put the $291 that I paid on Friday back over in my account. It should have showed up Tuesday, but it didn't. And today, I said if it don't show up today, that's what they've been doing. They have been stealing my money. They've been stealing an extra $290 a week. I had suspicion that they had done it last week, but I didn't pay attention. So, because of that suspicion, I started only leaving $100 into my main account that I pay Hertz with. And that would ensure me the presence or being able to see that they put the $291 back over in my account. And that's a strange thing. They charges me $291, but what shows up in my account is $290. What is it? 55, I believe I was seeing. $290.55. I'm like, what the fuck is this? 45 cents missing. You charged me $291. I paid $291. And normally whatever they charge me shows up in my account. Now it's 45 cents been missing off the transactions. And I've been noticing this. That's showing up in my account. They charge me $291. They don't charge any fees or none of that. Whatever they charge you and they say you're supposed to pay is what I'm supposed to see come out of my account. And it's not. They're getting 45 cents now. They got another $290. So that explains why I went all the month of July and kept having the same amount. So on Fridays, I pay for the car, which is they're charged either $290 or $291. On Friday, I'll pay that amount. And it used to be on Sunday that the amount from the previous Friday would repost to the account, because it's like a pre-authorization that they let fall off. That's what it is. Every Friday, it is a pre-authorization amount that falls off. That's what they're doing here. Every Friday, they will charge me the $291, and it falls off because it's a pre-authorization. They don't finalize it until the end of the week, and you pay again next Friday. So, on Friday, so you can understand clear how they're stealing my money. It's the exact same thing that went on at Huntington Bank. That's why I left that bank. And now it is happening over here. It has to be somebody associated with Hertz rental car. I don't know if it's that due to that location, having my information, but somebody is stealing my fucking money. That's why I wasn't able to I have never not been able to get my rent in. A whole goddamn month. And now I got a court date on Friday. That's bullshit. So, and even with me, with these little fucked up days I've been having, impossible. And not on top of that, and that's contributing to it. All of a sudden, I'm having all these fucked up days here at Uber. I'm driving all these miles and making less than $200. This shit is exhausting me. And it's looking like I'm working more than 12 hours. I was out there, the other day, 10 hours? And I got less than $200. 10 hours. 10 hours. And I don't be taking no 2-hour breaks no more or nothing like that, because I don't have no reason to take 2-hour breaks. Sometimes back when I was on TikTok, I'd sit and chill. I might waste an hour and a half. I ain't doing that because the money done fell off. I go take a break, maybe an hour, might get a little, maybe an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. It depends. I don't break that long, but the length of time that I be out here and for the little money I got. So Uber is contributing to it. The problem I had with uploading my ID and the problem they put me through. Uber is contributing to it. So, let me explain to you once again how I've been dealing with Hertz since 2023. They're stealing my money here, and nobody's put a stop to it. And they finna get another $290 this week. They did not put the $290 back in my account. It didn't fall off. It didn't fall off. They kept the $290. That money I paid last Friday, they kept. They didn't put it back into the account. Because the day is just Tuesday. I mean, Wednesday. It should have been in there by Tuesday. And that's another thing. They've been going around, because I be making these videos, all of a sudden start changing when they take the amount out. I think it was about a month or maybe 2 months ago. I'm at the gas station. I only had a little money left. And I knew that pre-authorization was about to come in on that Sunday. Was going to come in. It was due to come in on Sunday. And all of a sudden they took it Saturday. Wiped my account out, so I didn't have no money. I didn't have no money. It mysteriously started coming in on Saturdays when it used to come in on Sunday. It used to come in on Sunday. Now it's coming in on Saturday. So let me explain the process to you again, so you can hear how they're stealing. And I told you, they're getting an extra $290 from me. And I need to know who the fuck is going to and who the fuck got all my money and how much the fuck of my money you've actually stolen from me. They have stolen my money, and you're stealing it now, and you're about to steal it this week. Friday, I'm due to pay for this car, which is going to be a pre-authorization at probably $290 or $291. Saturday, the pre-authorization from last Friday hits the account. And I'm going to end up having to pay $290. The $290, because that $290 was supposed to fall off and go back into the account. But because that $290 didn't go back into the account, they're getting an additional $290 from me. I hope you hear the stealing. The $290 from Friday did not fall off and go back into the account as of yesterday, like it should have. So now, this Saturday, when that pre-authorization from this past Friday comes in, instead of me paying with the $290 that fell off from the pre-authorization, I'm paying another $290 out of my savings, because the $290 from the pre-authorization did not go back into the bank account. And these banks needs to change their policy. I need to contact somebody that oversees the banks they need to change the banks that when you are doing pre-authorizations and it falls off for whatever reason is you don't finalize it anyway, whatever reason it falls off, the bank needs to have a way to show that on the banking customer's ledger that this was a pre-authorization credit did back to your account. So when you go on your account, you will see, oh, they ain't get their money yet. Well, they put it back in the account, they're going to get it. So you will have an accurate record. And the bank would have an accurate record to see that these people were doing what they were supposed to do. But because the banks do not show that a pre-authorization for Hertz falls off and go back over in the account, they have no way of seeing that it came back in, and they think they have no way of proving it, but they do. I have a way of proving that you didn't put the money back in the account. I have a way of proving it, that you did not put the money back in the account. And what the bank starts doing is rearranging your transactions. When I had only $27 in my account when I went to that McDonald's drive-thru, all I had was $27 in my account. And then I transferred my earnings, I think it was $198 or $189 while I was in drive-thru. But when you go look at my bank ledger, it don't reflect that. It looks like I had $400 and something or $500 something they said. On that day, I only had $26. The bank starts rearranging how the transactions came in. And I don't understand how you rearranges it after. How do you get to go back and rearrange it? Why doesn't it look like what it looks like with the amount I have when I'm looking at it? But when the next day come by, you go back on the ledger, the day which was that Monday, when I put in the $198 or whatever it was, when I only had $27. Now it looked like I had all this fucking money in my account. The same thing happened at Chase Bank. And the bank representative that was looking into, I told him that this shit was happening over there. That's why I got a trail of delinquent accounts. He said, so you didn't have 200 or something, whatever it was in your account. No, I only had a small amount in my account. So why is the ledger looking like I had all this money in the account? Then they started talking about it's the way it posted and rearranged. No, it was already posted. How are you going back and not accurately showing in order on a bank ledger, in order, how much money I had at the time I made this transaction? And that's the problem. And they need to find out why that is going on. The banks does not show accurately the amount of money that you had at the time you did a transaction after that transaction is done. When you go back on your ledger, it'll look like you had $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 in your account when you didn't, because they start rearranging the transactions. Why is the transactions being rearranged? We need to go back to the old days when we used to had a checkbook with that little book up there where you wrote down your transactions, subtracted yourself. I remember they used to do it when I had my checkbook. Somebody would switch my checkbook and have the transactions reordered. And I was constantly fixing that. They've been doing this and stealing my money as far as back when I was at Comerica Bank and had a checkbook. I remember that. They were changing my checkbook. It goes in my purse. If I leave it somewhere unattended, they'll go in there. They'll get somebody to go in it and go through it, see what I got in here, papers, documents. That's how they knew I went to go try to see another apartment. And this white lady get in the car, want to stick her hand up here by my face. See, you go down there and turn this way. I'll show you where it is. Because they been in my purse. Because I left the paper in there that they gave me when I went to go see it. I'm trying to better my situation. I need to find somebody somewhere with less rent or get out of here and try to stop this stuff. But it's not going to stop from moving. It's not going to stop from moving. The reason I didn't get my rent, and I don't know how long that they have been getting that $290. So let me tell you how much money they're getting. They're getting $290. We're going to just use $290 because they usually use $291. $290 on Friday. Then Saturday, the $290 from the last Friday come in. So that's $580. Now, you didn't post the $290 back into the account to use for that Saturday when it come in. So now I'm subtracting another $290 out of my account. So that's $580 plus another $290. So wait, what we got there? Let me see. 9, 7, 9. We got $580 and $290. So we got 7, 0. What is it? 880? Am I in it right? Wait a minute. No, that ain't 880. You got 580 and then another 290. 580. Let me think quick. Think through 9 and 9 and 9. 9 and 8 is 17. 071. Is it 880? 880? I think I'm adding it too fast. It can't be 880. Because 580 to be 880, that has to be 300. So 880, 870. Is that 870? 870. I think it's 870 if I'm adding it correctly. But so you're getting 580 and then another 290 out of my own account of my savings for this rent. So you've been getting $870 from me dealing with this car. That's why drive time should have went on ahead and let me get my own car. The only way to rid myself of the stealing from Hertz rental car is I have to get my own car. So I won't be using my debit card with Hertz rental car. That's the only way to free myself, or find another job where I don't have to use Hertz or their rental service at all. Them the only two ways to free myself. You are getting an extra $290. I had suspicion that they did it last week because it didn't look like the money went in my account. All that money in my account was from my earnings. And I just left it in there because I knew that it was getting close to paying for the coming Friday. So I left it in there. When they see that I leave a large amount in the account that I paid this car for, then they try to pull off making it look like you paid me the $290 when you didn't. So they couldn't do it this time because I left $98 in my account Sunday. I had $98 when I started my day Sunday. I ended my day around 4 something that morning, that Monday. At the end of the day, when I went on I'm in drive-through, I think it was like $27 in my account. I'm in the McDonald's drive-through Monday morning. I had $27 in my account. I think my earnings was $198, I believe. I transferred that into the account while I was in drive-through. Made my order, which came to $7 and some change, and drove off. I got up after the break on Monday. I got up, came out here. My first stop was the gas station. Detroit police is at the gas station. I'm standing there at the pump. I see that's where they done put the bank put $175 on hold while I was putting gas in the car. But before that happened, I see my transactions, my account says I have 323 available. How do I have 323 available? So you gonna put, instead of putting the 290 in there, which shouldn't have been in there on Monday, it goes in, should have been in there yesterday. And today is my cutoff day. So I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. Come Saturday, they're going to post 290, and I'm going to have to go in my savings, and it's going to take my savings back down to $800 and some dollars, under $800. That's why I'm not being able to get my rent. I'm reporting it, and somebody's going to fucking jail, and I'm going to make sure you do it. I don't know if this is a branch manager, accounts manager, or somebody at that location, or somebody affiliated here at this apartment complex, because I left my debit card in this car twice since I've been here, and once recently. Left it in the car by accident. I don't know if it's somebody at that location, a general manager, an area manager. Somebody has been stealing from me. And it's not just been happening with Hertz. I can trace the stealing from my bank all the way back to when I was at Comerica and had a checkbook. So this is something that has been going on since I've been banking. But Hertz is stealing from me, and they about to steal again. That's why I can't get the rent up, because you stealing my fucking money. And I shouldn't have to go get different bank cards and put my money on another card to stop you from stealing. So let me tell you what I did. I ended up getting a Cash App card. I ordered a Cash App card, and when I went in to do my fingerprint check for TSA, and we got on to something about them stealing, how they were stealing money, and she said, yeah, they're steal from Cash App too. I'm like, why she mentioned that? I don't know. But that day she mentioned it, I noticed it looked like a couple of dollars that came off my Cash App. So if I put the money on my Cash App card to keep them from stealing it, they're trying to steal it. And this bank I'm with now, you can't lock the card. They are stealing my money. That's why I'm not able to pay the rent. These motherfuckers has been enriching themselves off my hard labor. They are stealing my money. And I don't know how long or how many times in July that they got that 290. Because I remember seeing the money go over into my account in July. But I don't remember the whole month of July. When did they start not putting the 290 back in my account? I am 100% positive the 290 didn't go back in my account. And if you think that can't be proven, they need to do an audit of my bank account and Hertz transactions. You need to do an audit between my bank account and the Hertz transactions. Then you'll find out. Let me tell you something. If you think you steal and think you're getting away with it, I can prove you didn't put the money back in the account. Simply because I only had $100 in there. That bank supposed to be able to pull up when I had only $100 on my account and how much I had in my bank at that time, which would have been only $100 the day before and $98 the day after. That's what I started the day with. That bank should be able to show that. That's how they're getting away with the stealing, because you're rearranging the transaction. Hertz rental car or somebody affiliated with Hertz or whoever this is stealing money from me. And now you stealing through the car payment. You charged me $291, but you took $290.55 out my account. $290.55 came out the account, but you charged me $291. What happened to the 45 cents? Now, what if they doing that across the board? They got Uber drivers all over the country They're stealing my money. And come Saturday, the little $1,075 I got saved for the rent is going to get reduced by $290 because they're stealing my money. And I'm going to wait till they do it, and I'm reporting it to the State Attorney General, and I'm reporting it to the FTC. They're stealing my motherfucking money, and you've been stealing it. That's why I didn't get my rent in.